The castle of El Castillo de la Duquesa was built in 1767 during the reign of Charles III and is the best example of an 18th century fortress in the area. It is named after the Duquesa of Arcos, wife of the owner of this land and of Casares. It had two basic functions, surveillance and defense. Firstly, to guard against the British approaching and attacking, and secondly, to defend against their attacks in case they disembarked. For this very reason, the battery, set of cannons ready to operate, was installed in the upper part of the building. This castle is supported by inclined walls on the exterior of which open slots are provided for fusiliers. All the rooms are organized around the weapons courtyard and are covered by large open terraces. It is so called because it was the meeting point in the event of an attack. The entrance to the castle is a walled enclosure with an angled wall called a ravelin, which separates the main fortification. There are currently two original cannons, which were formerly located in the battery. As a curiosity, we can point out that each projectile fired by these cannons weighed about 10 kilos. At its entrance there was a moat and a drawbridge, which no longer exists nowadays. Next, we can find the vestibule, followed by the weapons courtyard and a passageway over a moat. Finally, at a more advanced level, we can see the battery. During the War of Independence between 1808 and 1814, the French arrived in this area, took possession of the monument and occupied it. The troops of the period fought against them, but were eventually defeated. After this period, the monument was abandoned for many years until it was occupied by the Carabineers, former civil guard, at the end of the 19th century. At the beginning of the 20th century, the castle was used by some neighbors who were homeless. Some of them stayed here until about 50 years ago. Once it was abandoned by the neighbors, Manilva Town Hall asked to keep it, and in 1994 the deed was signed where this property was ceded. The Castillo de la Duquesa complex has been declared a site of cultural interest and is protected for its importance, antiquity, and the functions it performed. This building has been restored partly under public supervision through a workshop school. Subsequently, and thanks to grants from the government of the Autonomous Community of Andalusia and the Town Council, this monument has been restored on several occasions, although only partially. Regarding the layout of the monument itself, we can tell you that it currently houses several rooms dedicated to different uses. The entrance office is destined for administrative purposes. It is here that museum visits are managed, the premises are controlled, visitors are attended to, and the administrative tasks of the Manilva Municipal Delegation of Culture and Health are carried out. The two large rooms located on the right of the entrance are dedicated to the Archaeological Museum, the first being the museum itself, and the second being the workshop for repairing and restoring remains. It is also the warehouse where all the remains discovered in our site are found, which are yet to be cleaned and classified. The adjoining large room is currently dedicated to the use of the fencing museum, although it was once the chapel of this military fortification. Originally a kitchen, the large room next to the stairs served as a municipal library until very recently. However, due to the humidity and the deterioration of the box, it has been transformed into a training room where fencing classes are now held. Next to this room, there is another smaller one that is currently empty, but will eventually be used as an exhibition hall for materials from another archaeological site, in the municipality, the Alcorrin site. And now we find another room of the same size as the previous one, which was once an office and now serves as an exhibition hall. The next room is much larger and is used for traveling exhibitions of painting, ceramics, or engravings. It is also used for civil weddings. Within this room, there is a small area that was once one of the building's munitions dump. Today, it is used to store cleaning and gardening supplies for the workers in charge of landscaping tasks at the Manilva Town Hall. The Castillo monument is surrounded by an archaeological site called El Entorno del Castillo de la Duquesa. It is a complex from the Roman era. The date of the site is placed between the first half of the 1st century till the first half of the 5th century. The archaeological site is formed by the necropolis, villa, baths, and salting factory.